When Manchester City have lost a fourth straight game in all competitions, losing 2-1 away to Brighton, the Seagulls coming from behind to claim victory. Post-match reaction now from Brighton's match winner, Matt O'Reilly.
Matt, a come from behind win like that, how does it feel?
Yeah, really nice. I'm a little bit tired, so I'm not sure exactly what to say, but yeah, I'm just really happy to be back, and to be back in that kind of way is really nice.
Well, you've had to wait a long time for a Premier League debut. I mean, how good was it?
Pretty good. I mean, I can't ask for much better than that, to be honest. But to be honest, like, people think it's like really tough when you're injured, but actually, I found it okay. Like, it's given me some time to settle in with the boys, you know, get to know everybody, and I think it's allowed me to kind of come on the pitch and know exactly what I need to do as well. So that's the kind of way I tried to look at it, and you know, thankfully, I just happened to pop up when needed. You know.
Some people might not realise how short your debut was because of the injury in the Carabao Cup. When the goal went in today, can you describe the emotions?
No, not really. It happens really fast in football, and like, it's not about me. I'm just happy like we scored. The team was ahead in that moment, and it was just really nice to enjoy it with all the fans and my teammates as well, for sure.
What a story from one of Brighton's summer signings. I mean, he was injured 9 minutes into his debut back on August the 27th to come back today and score the winner against Manchester City, Leon.
Well, when you pick up injuries like that, your dream and your desire is to come back and make a difference. So that's what your work ethic is towards. When you're in the gym and it's tough to get through those moments, and to have it happen against Manchester City and in a turnaround victory, he will be delighted. His manager will be delighted, and it was a wonderfully intricate goal. I mean, they play right through the centre of Manchester City. Lovely play, great touch from Welbeck, brilliant pass from João Pedro, but what a finish, Shaun.
The finish for me is brilliant, but Welbeck's touch, the weight he puts on it for the receiving player is beautiful. It gives him enough time for Pedro to come in and then pass in the first touch, and then the calmness to kind of slot it between the arm and the legs and into the back of the net. I thought it was a fantastic finish from O'Reilly.
It's the composure here that's doing it.
Yeah, but they get bodies forward, and that's what makes it difficult for Manchester City. The introduction of João Pedro to go up with Welbeck, you've got O'Reilly, they're all playing in dangerous areas of the field. You see nowadays teams play with one up front, wide men. They went right through the middle, the old school days of bodies, strikers being difficult for centre-halves to pick up, and when they're that technically gifted as well, they're going to be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and the Brighton fans will love the fact that Hursley's got this knack of bringing on substitutes that make a real difference. Let's have a look at what João Pedro did, obviously, just to get them back into the game.
Well, they'll be delighted he's back. He's such an unpredictable player. He drifts where he wants to go on the pitch, and he's hard to mark. But this ball from Matomo is unbelievable. But it gets a little bit scrappy in that area. But the way he just drifts in, and none of the City players see him or know him. Look, he's just, if you follow his path, he's off the shoulder right now, and he's out of play. He's offside right now, but then he comes back in and he just goes in where there's three players, and he's the most alert one there, and he gets his reward for it, Leo.
Yeah, it's instinctive. Just to know, to be a striker, to know where the ball's going to fall, to be in the position, to be the quickest to react, to take charge of the situation. That's what Manchester City seem to lack at the moment, that with the things not being as fluid defensively, missing leaders, someone just to take charge of that situation, get the ball out of the danger area. City lacked it, Brighton had it, and that's why João Pedro scored.
Now, Erling Haaland's had a frustrating few games in front of goal. He's back on the score sheet, only his second in 6 games, but he's still got 45 minutes to get through, Leon. Was this all about pure strength from him?
I think the latter part is, but the first part is about clever movement, great body shape, being able to take the ball first touch, good skills. I mean, it's only this part that shows real desire and hunger. I think both teams, as Shaun just mentioned, play quite similar. They're one pass from getting in against the opposition, but they're also one pass from leaving themselves really open. It's brilliant from Kovacic. Great way to pass. We expect him to finish. He makes sure he does the second time, Shaun.
Yeah, he does. It's just strength and then this touch, and then, like you said, after I think it's a fantastic save, by the way, but that desire to make sure he gets on the end and put it in the back of the net is lovely to see.
Do we need to give Kovacic some credit with the assist?
Oh, massively, because he intercepts, he reads that clever pass that Brighton were trying to play to put them in that similar position, and not only does he read it, takes the ball and drives forward. As what he's really good at is driving with the ball, and he sees that pass. But the weight of the pass for me is perfect because it allows Haaland to not have to concentrate too much on the ball, but to worry about where he's going to put his body in terms of keeping the defenders away from that ball to be able to comfortably get his shot off.
Yeah. How surprised are you, Shaun, by what you saw from City in the second half?
Very surprised. I think you think about the City teams of past. Normally, if they're on a bad run of games, that it's normally like they get upset, and in that game they kind of bounce back. And at the start of the game, you would have thought that would be the way. They were not going to win it easily, but they were going to pick up the 3 points. But what's been a thing, especially in a game in midweek, I know it's the second half, teams are coming out on the front foot in the second half, and it seems to be, it's caught us off guard again in this game, and we've lost the game.
5.5 hours ago, I asked you how you were feeling when City had lost 3 in a row. And you said, I'm pretty calm. I'm not getting carried away. Have you changed at all after that?
No, I'm still calm now. But I am, inside I'm bubbling, but I'm calm.
Inside you're bubbling.
You were saying it felt like 8 hours after that game, that second half.
Yeah. But, I mean, any talk of City in crisis, do we need to put this in perspective? Because clearly they're only second in the table as things stand.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got quality players. They're going through a difficult period. I've never won as many titles as they have, and this will be a surprise to them. But I've been through moments in my career where we've lost 3 or 4 games on the run, and you can't seem to find a way out of it. But they've got such a quality squad. They'll keep doing the same things. Pep's messages won't change. He's had such success from it. They'll get back on track, and in a few months they'll look back and they'll be like, I can't believe that we were struggling so much. But they are, and they just need to find a way out of it.
Strange game of 2 halves, really. The first half, your side was magnificent, weren't they?
Yeah, that's true. And after we could not contribute, it's normal. We are not able to 90 minutes right now. And yeah, we played really, really good first half. And moments of the second, they made a step up. They changed the players with the physicality of Alanga, with João Pedro and the other ones, the pace they have. We have players with a few training sessions in his legs, like Kyle and other players, but we lost again. So clean our heads, international break, and hopefully come back fit our players.
How much of it did Belabor make when he came on for them? Physical in midfield just after half time.
Yeah, of course we know it, and it's what it is. So our impact for the players come from the bench was not good, and they have an impact, and we are not able today to sustain the rhythm that we play in the first half. Is difficult, but when you score 1 or 2 and after that you are solid and you can make the right moments to score goals, so after we have our chance, but it could not happen, and I was set. So international break and come back again.
This is a good team, isn't it, Brighton? Hove? I know you've always been an admirer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Since Graham Potter always have a really good team, good young players, good quality. That's why, so we have to build from what we have done in the first half here, during 70 minutes in Lisboa, except 10 minutes the second half. This is what we had to try to do.
It's far too early in the season to make any sort of long-term judgments or anything, but when does a blip become a worry for you?
Well, we have to try to win games again, so 4 in a row. I would say 4 in a row, 2 Premier Leagues in a row. Defeats in Bournemouth here, so we have to change it quick. Now the schedule come tough, but it's going to happen when the players coming back. So it only can happen to be worse, they're not going to win, right? So maybe after 7 years winning 6 Premier Leagues, maybe 1 year, another team deserve it. But we go there second in the table. We'll see what happens if afterwards the result for Liverpool, Aston Villa. We'll see.
And a quick word on the young man you had at the back again here today. It's his first league game, but he looked remarkably composed. It looked as if he'd been playing for 10 years.
He played really good. Really, really good. It's not easy to play in these circumstances. And normally when you play supported for the play is easier. Really, really good.
Wish you well.
Yeah, very good.
Shaun, they've got Spurs and Liverpool to come back to after the international break. It was a loss against Spurs that kicked off this 4-game losing run. They've got Forest as well after Liverpool. He's got a 2-week international break to have his fingers crossed that his players all return fit, because that's the last thing he needs, right?
When you're in the title race, you want your senior and your most recognised, and in some ways your best players all fit and ready for selection. And at the minute, especially across the back, he's having issues and problems with that, with people being injured or out. And as you've seen in his interviews, he's not the person that seems to try and make excuses about numbers of injuries. He just tries to work with what he's got. And at times in games, you see it does work. But then there's that other part that we do give up too many chances. You look at the second goal, it makes you wonder if that was Stones and Diaz or Ake and Akanji. Does that second goal happen? It might not. But after the international break, I think it'll be a completely different team in terms of who's going to be available. And I think in many ways you'll see a completely different City.
But in the build-up to both of the Brighton goals, City were guilty of giving the ball away unnecessarily and unexpectedly. And if you do that away from home, especially, you're getting the crowd up, you're getting the opposition getting momentum. Brighton started to sense something. Are they tiring? Are they just being sloppy? This is an opportunity. And Kyle Walker in particular, I remember, gave 2 away in the space of 30 seconds. And Brighton seemed to raise the game from them. And City are guilty of that at the moment at really poor times in the games. And they're very open when they do it, and they're being exposed because of it.
I tell you what, let's get some post-match reaction from the City dressing room to that defeat today. Let's hear from İlkay Gündoğan.
İlkay, can you sum up the disappointment in there after that?
I guess it's obvious. I mean, I think we played a really good first half. I think had a lot of possession, and we knew that this pace is tough to come, and to play also with personality. And obviously the target was for the second half to do the same, which I think we didn't do that bad. But obviously they came for the second half stronger and pushed it. And even though we had a couple of good chances, I think we were not able to, to create that one clear chance to make it 2, and maybe also to kill the game. And then it's the Premier League. The opponents they are probably as good as ever before. And they were able to punish us twice, and that's very frustrating.
That first half hour, it did seem like the City we've seen so much of, that we know so well, was back. Was there just nothing in the tank to go that extra gear?
Well, I mean, we can't deny that it's a tough moment right now. Obviously, losing a few games right now, the confidence is maybe not as high as we are used to it. Missing players, with injury, and Pep's trying to put always a strong 11, but obviously he has to think also about the amount of games, and to give everyone game time that is reasonable. And a lot of players, with issues and pain, and it feels like a bit of surviving right now. And even though obviously we are not looking for excuses, because we know that we can do better, especially in terms of result, and get a second, and make it even tougher for the opponent. And as I said before, if you're not able to get a second, in the Premier League, it's always a tight and close game until the end, and then things like that unfortunately can happen. Should not, because I think we could have probably defended better in both goals that we conceded. But if you're in a difficult moment, sometimes it's like that.
He's an experienced campaigner, İlkay Gündoğan, so they won't be getting too carried away. But how does that affect the mood in the City camp going into a 2-week break?
They'll be down, but I think in football you have a chance to change all of that pretty quickly. Unfortunately, it's international break, but once they're back, they'll be able to rewrite those wrongs and hopefully come out on the front foot, not only in the first half but the second half. And I think at times like that in those games is where you miss a player like Jack Grealish that will kill the crowd, as to what Leon said, and keep the ball and buy these little cheap free kicks and get the rest period. So I think it'll be different.
Yeah, we usually say it's bad going into the international break off 1 defeat, never mind 4, but it might just give Manchester City that little moment just to reassess. Most of them will be on international break, time to go away, just forget about it for a moment and then come back and try and hit the ground running again.
Great stuff. OK, that's it from us.